All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of the Creator Video Podcast. Okay, so today we have our special guest Naz here today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Nazura. Usually people just call me Naz. I am a freelance copywriter based in Malaysia. I have been doing this for almost 3 years.
Full time.
Being a copywriter itself.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's copywriting is one branch of content marketing. Okay, so can you tell us what did you study in school?
So my degree was English for International Communication. I studied at IIUM. So what I learned, basically it was communication, corporate comm, public relation, and then some linguistics. I had some linguistic subjects. But it's not exactly the same as what I'm doing right now.
It's not exactly the same, but I would say it's quite similar.
Yes.
Right? So
yeah.
it kind of makes sense for you to do this from your journey. Comparing to me, I was an engineer, have nothing to do with this. So I think that switch is quite the opposite. Okay, interesting. So how did you get into this whole content marketing scene?
Okay, I started everything when I was in my third year of degree. At that time, I tried to do online business. That's how I started to learn about content marketing, copywriting, and all that.
What were you selling?
I was selling skincare products, skincare and makeup products. So I was a reseller. I don't own my own brand, but I sell other people's products.
Is that what is called dropshipping?
Yes,
Dropshipping does that mean you have to buy the stock?
At first I didn't, because I was in school and it's quite hard for me to hold the stocks. So I just do dropship, and then over time I try to upgrade to become an agent and also stockist. Yeah, so I eventually hold stocks.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. And what happened to that? Why did you stop?
I think I just lost interest in that business.
Why?
Maybe part of it, I wasn't making much money anymore in that business.
Because? Was it because too many competition or?
Not really. At that time, the competition wasn't really high as of now. So I think it's just me. Maybe I just feel like maybe I'm slacking a little bit back then. So.
But what kind of content were you doing to promote this product?
I was on Instagram and also Twitter, posters, video content. For Twitter, like written content. So all sorts of those things lah.
Is this lipstick or what kind of makeup?
Toner, moisturizer, sunscreen, all that. That's how I started to get to know the marketing world.
After a while, you figured that it wasn't worth your effort, or maybe.
I just part of me feel like I got bored of selling products, because at that time the commission is not very high.
So
you get like 10% per products.
Pretty good, right?
Not if the products is like only
10 ringgit.
10 ringgit or 30 ringgit. So most of the time it will be like less than 10% commission. So eventually I lose interest, but I still have this business mindset.
Right.
So I still want to sell something. So that's why I figure, hey, now I know how to do copywriting, and why don't I just offer copywriting service? Because I was looking at these other businesses and they are struggling with their copywriting. What triggered me to do that was because I received a few people commenting that your copywriting is good. So I figured, okay, why not I just polish my skill in copywriting, learn more, and then try to offer this service. So after I graduated in 2020, I just started to offer my copywriting service.
So that's how you got into copywriting. So it's basically somebody noticed, likes your writing.
Yeah.
And how did you get your first client?
I promoted it on Twitter. So in the beginning of 2020, which is, I still remember, January 2020, I started my current Twitter account. At that time, I figured, okay, let's just expose myself, because people already know the online business that I did before, but they don't really know me. So when I try to expose myself, and a few people you are the girl behind this brand, because they know my brand, but they don't know me, myself. Okay, why don't I just use this platform to share what I gained, the experience I have while doing the online business. So that's how I started my personal branding on Twitter. People started to follow me. I started to connect with some friends on Twitter. I gained some followers, not much. It was less than 1K at that time. And then I just started to offer, hey guys, I'm doing copywriting. I would like to offer my copywriting service for small business owners. And at that time I charged really low because I didn't even study the market price of copywriting, so I just reda je.
Okay, so the service that you sell, if you can explain it to the audience, how do you package your service to sell?
Okay, So I offer these business owners, okay, for example, they need somebody to write their Instagram caption. Okay, usually like solopreneur or small business owner, they have so much to do and they are working by themselves, like they are working alone. So they have to handle the operation, they have to handle the finance and everything. So I tell them, okay, why don't you just leave your content to me, leave your Instagram content to me. I can provide you, some content, some Instagram caption, for example.
Mostly with Instagram caption.
Yes.
And Twitter.
And then slowly baru I get into Twitter punya copywriting. Yeah.
Okay. So anything else besides Instagram and Twitter?
When I first started, I just focused on these two, but now only I started to venture more into website copywriting, email copywriting.
So people are paying you to create their emails right now?
Mostly right now, I'm offering Twitter ghostwriting for my client. Okay, so some brands they pay me. Hey, can you do Twitter content for us? Because on Twitter sometimes people they are clueless and they are lost a little bit on what to create on Twitter, what to post on Twitter. So I give them some direction. Okay, this is what I can do for your brand. This is what I can create for your Twitter account. So they hire me to handle their Twitter account.
Are these guys mostly in the beauty niche, or is it like what kind of niche?
At first, most of my clients were from beauty niche, but now I have branched out to other niche as well. Some clients are from I still have some beauty niche client, and then I get other niche such as fashion, F&B. There are even companies selling baby products. There are even like solo content creator that they want me to create content on behalf of them, like ghostwriting for them on Twitter.
So how did you package that? Is it like a monthly thing,
Yes.
or what? Was it a one-off thing? Yeah.
Usually I would, for my Twitter ghostwriting service, I package it on a monthly basis. I will ask them like, how long do you need this? Okay, so for example, they say I need this for the whole year. I said, okay, we can try for 1 month. Okay, like a trial. I don't bind them with a contract yet. And then if they're happy to continue the service, then we can go on a 6-month contract.
So let's say, what do you deliver per month for those guys, for example?
Okay, it depends. Maybe I will deliver a number of threads. For example, on Twitter we have threads, we have single tweets, right? So it will be like probably 20 single tweets and 10 threads, and then I charge like a certain amount. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So like, how many clients are you juggling, let's say, each time per month, for example, roughly?
Right now, about 4 to 5.
Okay, so 4 to 5, that's enough for you to do it full time already?
Yes.
It's amazing. That's really good. Wow. So I think that's kind of like what a lot of the content creators want to know. Like some of you, including myself, we know how to build audience, but we have issues monetizing, making money out of it. But what you have discovered is, number one, you personal brand yourself, so people want to work with you.
Yes.
Number two, you package your skill into something that is attractive to the business.
Yes.
Right? So I think that's currently where I'm kind of struggling a little bit. I have many talents, but I don't know how to package it up for that specific target for them to buy. You know, maybe I guess the first issue is I don't know my target audience. I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I think if I figure out who that is, then the rest is it's like a domino effect. It's very easy. Everything just fits in. All right, so that's how you got in. You got your clients from mostly Twitter?
Yeah, mostly Twitter. I tried Instagram before. Actually, I tried all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn and Twitter. But then I noticed one thing, that these platforms, it has a lot of competition.
Right.
Yes. And I figured they are not like my strong suit. So I love Twitter better.
I think because you like to write more than
I like to write more than actually creating
visual assets, right? Yeah.
So I figured, okay, why don't I just focus on Twitter, because I already know some people, I already know some business owners. Okay, so I can actually approach them and offer them, hey, I'm doing this and this. Are you interested? And my service now is focusing on Twitter ghostwriting.
Right. So obviously some come to you, but I would say most you still have to do some outbound, right?
Yes.
So the outbound is like what, you find the profile, you DM them, is it?
Yes, I
On
cold
Twitter.
DM them. Yeah, I cold DM them. I do a lot of cold outreach.
Cold outreach, yeah.
Cold outreach. Yeah.
So what works for most Malaysian? So let's say you're doing some sort of service, you target business owners, you have to do outbound marketing. What is the platform that works for you at the moment? The best for cold outreach? Twitter still?
Yeah.
Twitter DMs specifically?
Twitter DMs, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Twitter DMs, and there are also like clients who they like my work and they refer me to other clients. So I got them like on referral basis. Yeah. Most of the time, I receive rejection. Of course, of all the for example, I sent out like 100 DMs. Maybe only 20 would be responding to that.
And out of that 20, how many would close with you?
Probably 5.
Okay, so you have about 5% conversion rate. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty okay.
It's I'm still struggling to. I don't consider myself like at that point where clients are coming to me constantly. Yeah,
but some are.
Some are, yeah.
But you still need to do the outbound.
I still need to do the hard work.
So how many people do you have to cold outreach every day?
These days, I don't do cold outreach that much anymore because I think I have gotten stable for a few months already. But back then, last year, when I first started when I resigned my job, and at that time I have some clients, but it's only like for small projects. So I have to reach out to more in order for me to cover, to get like a stable income. So at that time I did a lot, and now I just have to maintain them. Yeah, I don't do much cold outreach anymore.
Okay, but when you were starting out, you sending out 100 DMs. Like, how did you mentally cope with that?
Oh, it's tiring.
Yeah,
it's tiring, but I don't know. I think I'm just used to rejection.
Wow.
I'm just used to rejection.
Wow.
I don't know. I even like some of them I don't just like cold DM them like with nothing, Some of them I even prepared some sample work specifically for their brand. So that actually requires my time and effort. So and then they just like ignore it. I mean that's common lah. That's common. You just have to face that. And I find it quite helpful for me to go to like networking event where people can talk like physically, face to face. They get to know you more than what they have seen online. And last year I attended this one networking event. They are all like female entrepreneurs, and from that event alone I gained a few clients.
So how did you find out about that event? Like from where?
It's from one of my connection on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I got invited, and then I just let's attend this. I was surprised because that's my first time attending a networking, like a face-to-face networking event, and I was like, oh, okay, this is quite effective for you to get to know people and network.
Very interesting. So the networking part is really good. When you're starting out, you have to do a lot of cold DMs until you build a name for yourself.
Yeah.
I think the good thing about you is that you kind of really define what you do, exactly like Twitter ghostwriting or captions. So I think business owners can wrap their head around that and like, oh yeah, I do need this thing, right? But some businesses, they don't even know, do I need Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So how do you overcome that?
That's my job, to educate them, to tell them, hey, people know your brand, okay? They know you on other social media, and you also have fans on Twitter. So, and these fans on Twitter, you are ignoring them. So I have to convince them that there's an untouched segment of market on Twitter actually, and it's very good for you to build a community on that platform. Some are convinced, some are still like, iya ke? Yeah.
But how do you convince them, really? Let's say if I'm an old school business owner, I'm like, what? Twitter? Like, how do you come around that?
I show them my past clients, what I have did for my past clients, and what they have gotten up until now. So that kind of convinced them a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, fine. Did you see yourself? Okay, so you're clearly doing this full time since when?
Since July last year, July 2022.
Do you see yourself doing this full-time thing indefinitely, or do you need to find a job eventually, or what do you think?
To be honest, I want to do this forever, but I also have other plan moving forward to migrate to another country. So
UAE, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm considering to apply for a full-time job there, because obviously the salary there is much higher than here. But if I was to stay in Malaysia, I would do this forever lah.
Right. So yeah, speaking of which, you are married to a person from...
My husband is a Arab Sudanese, but he's living in Saudi. Right now he's working in UAE.
Okay, so is he staying there or is he staying here?
He's staying in Dubai right now. Yeah, that's why I'm following him in a few months.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I think you already have like a big network here already. So whatever it is, you can still find work here.
Yes.
Right? And the time difference, is it too much?
It's only 4 hours.
4 hours, yes. It's pretty okay. So you consider yourself a content creator, right?
I do, yeah. Right now I'm focusing on 3 platforms. Twitter, that's my main platform. I love it most because I don't have to create videos. And then Instagram and TikTok. I just got into TikTok.
So how do you like TikTok so far?
Oh, I kind of like it. I kind of start to understand, okay, this is how TikTok works. People on TikTok, they like this kind of content.
But do you think that in terms of converting into clients or whatever, is TikTok good, or is it like a little too on the top of your sales funnel? What I mean is, some people say, yeah, you get a lot of followers, a lot of views, but they're very low quality and they don't really convert into customers. So what do you think about that?
So far, I think I got 1 or 2 leads from TikTok.
Okay.
Just lead. I haven't converted them into client yet. Yeah.
For Twitter ghostwriting or what?
They are looking for my service because I also do, apart from the Twitter ghostwriting, I also do like ads copywriting.
Ah, right.
I love doing ads copywriting, but I don't know, for some reason I haven't like advertised that so much. So this 2 leads are looking for a copywriter. I think they own like a small agency or something. So I'm still communicating with them.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So that's on a project basis, lah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But do you see yourself, let's say, going into YouTube or maybe doing a podcast like this, or
YouTube, I don't know. I have like a love-hate relationship actually with video content, but I think I'm trying to get used to TikTok first, and let's see how that goes.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. I think honestly, I run a YouTube channel. I think it's probably the most hardest thing to grow. Because it's just literally you are running a TV channel. That's what you're doing single-handedly. But once you do reach an audience, super seriously, I think it just blew all TikTok everything out of the water. TikTok is like, sometimes you get a lot. The algorithm is very beginner friendly. So if you're lucky, they'll promote a lot of your stuff. So for example, I have Millennial Dad, and on TikTok I have a lot of followers, but the same content on Instagram. So it's like 8,000 on TikTok versus 800 on Instagram. So it's a big difference. So from time to time, a TikTok algorithm changes, and you may be affected by that. Which is why I don't like to be dependent only on one platform. So far, I feel like YouTube is the most generally stable. It is very hard to grow. So when you first starting out, your first couple of videos, you get nothing really, and a lot of people go fed up and then they just abandon the idea. But if you grew past the ghost town phase, you become somebody. Going back to you, really good, inspiring story. Like, if somebody wants to kind of do what you do, but they're starting out, right? I'm pretty sure you have a lot of people asking how to become a copywriter, how to make money online. What is the common problem that they say to you, and what's your advice on that?
It doesn't matter what you study for your degree, whatever your education background is. For me, anybody can be a copywriter, as long as you have the skills and you mean it. Okay, you cannot be hating something and you're doing it, right? So for me, I learn by myself. I go into online learning platform like Coursera, Udemy, and all that, and I just buy some courses. I got some for free. I just learn through this platform. Apart from that, I also like to attend some business courses. Okay, so that I get the whole idea of the digital marketing world, the business, how people run business, and how my copywriting will be like significant to them. I learned, and then I just started to offer my service while building my portfolio as well. So you don't have to wait until you get your first job, then only you build up your portfolio. So you just can make some copywriting work sample, and then just include that in your portfolio, and then just cold outreach your potential client.
So Naz doesn't even have a website, right?
I
so
don't.
Where do you put your portfolio?
My LinkedIn, I don't like to showcase my portfolio that much because of
some people might steal the client.
Not really, because all of those I put mostly my past work, so past clients. I just feel like there's like a certain confidentiality to it. So I don't really like to showcase it. But on LinkedIn, I do put it on my profile. On other platform, while I'm cool outreaching this client, I will include my portfolio as well. So then they can see, this lady has done this, and this. Yeah.
I think it's quite interesting how you do that, because technically I can also do Twitter ghostwriting, but I feel like it's so hard to build my brand, let alone somebody else's brand. So I have that mentality. So what do you think about that?
I don't just accept all clients. I accept those I feel connected to the business, okay? And I understand the business and I feel like I can be creating content for them. For example, a client with from automotive industry approaching me. I might not be able to create content for them because I think it's not my industry, it's not my niche. So I'll be turning it down and I'll be focusing on clients who industry I feel more close with, connected with.
So just do it and build your skills along the way
Exactly.
and invest in some courses. Can you recommend some courses or like that was good value for you and it wasn't like too expensive?
There's this one copywriting course on Udemy. I think it costs like about 70 ringgit and you get the whole course. It's like a few weeks punya course.
Is that a Malaysian author or?
No, it's overseas punya.
How come they sell for 70 ringgit?
I don't know. I think on Udemy, Malaysian, we get cheaper price actually.
Oh, hey, you guys need to have a VPN. Some courses like Matt Diavella YouTube course, if you are American, you pay like $200 or something like that. If I switch to Malaysia, it's like 150. But if you switch to like even a poorer country,
yes, they actually have this
geo discount.
Yeah. For countries like Malaysia, maybe some not
So-
underdeveloped, maybe developing countries.
Yeah. Funny thing is, Malaysia we get it cheaper than the US, but I would
Yes.
say it's like at the middle tier.
Yeah.
And then there's like some other countries that are really third world countries.
Yeah.
Those are the cheapest. So
Yeah.
Malaysia's kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Anything else you want to share besides those?
Okay, some people they always ask me like, how do I start? They feel like they need to know everything before they start. To be honest, when I first started, I don't know everything. Even until now, I don't know everything yet. I just start and I figure it out along the way. So sambil you buat tu, sambil tu you belajar. You cannot wait until you have finished like 10 courses of copywriting, then only you start to do copywriting for your client. I don't think that's
The way to go.
Yeah.
I will also learn a lot from Naz today because technically I have more followers than her.
Yeah.
But for some reason she's making way more money than me, so
Not really.
it's quite interesting how we position that. Okay, so that's the end of this third episode of the Creative Video Podcast. Thank you, Naz, for coming all the way here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me.
No problem. So, all right. So, if you guys like this kind of stuff, please follow this channel, and I'm gonna leave Naz's contact down there so you can contact her if you want some copywriting freelance work. All right. So, bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you, guys.